All right. What's going on, y'all? Um, this is episode 17 of Feel Free Conversations. I am Mike Brown. This is James Feel Free, aka that yoga dude. And thank y'all for tuning in today.
What's going on? 17th Ward. Shout out XU, Gert
That's
Town,
funny.
Favorite Town. You hear me?
That's funny.
Oh man. Mike Brown, man. I appreciate you, man. I want to give you I'm looking at some flowers. These are amazing flowers in front of me. Just happen to be there. Man, I want to give you your flowers for your consistency and your dedication and commitment to um, not only your growth, but the growth of the people in your circle. I just read this book about having people in your circle, and they only stay in your circle if y'all committed to the same things.
Yeah.
And I feel like, what I mean, we both have been committed to personal, mental, spiritual, emotional, physical, relational growth. We put money into it, we put time into it, we put energy into it, and I think that keeps us in the same circle. And that keeps us moving forward. So I appreciate you being a part of my circle.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Um, so you want to start us with three breaths before we jump into the episode?
We are all right. So I want you to tap into your mental health. What does that mean? That means just relax. When things come up, when things surface, when things go across the screen in your mind, when things pop up, excuse me, in the world of your life, just take a moment to relax. So soften the shoulders, soften the belly, and relax. As you keep telling yourself, relax, relax, you become aware that you are telling yourself to relax, that you have the ability to take control of your mental. You have that ability to check in, to observe. You have that ability to release, to let go. You have that ability to be here in the moment. So let's take hold of that ability with 3 deep breaths. On the count of one, two, inhale, breathe, and exhale, relax. Inhale, deep breath all the way into the belly, and exhale. Yeah,
I appreciate that. How you feeling today?
fat. uh, Gained away. I had some like cheese tacos, and I just feel like bloated and heavy.
Yeah.
Um, and I've been very self conscious about my weight since I was about 13 years old. I got hit by a car, and I wasn't exercising and running around because I was laid up recovering. And my sister looked at me, older sister looked at me and said, "Oh, you're getting fat now." And I just been super self conscious about my weight. And then playing football and losing it and getting in shape and getting really ripped as a 16-year-old. I've tried to maintain that same aesthetic since I was 16. What am I, 37, going on 38 now? So metabolism has changed, lifestyle has changed. So getting getting fat, man. um, but I know this is May is mental health month. I hear a buzzing. We're gonna take that out after production or something. Is that
Yeah, we can do that. I don't hear nothing on my end.
okay? I keep hearing the buzz. It's probably me. Um, that's a part of my physical health, and this is the month of mental health. in May. So, man, how are you doing today in this month of May?
I'm doing good. It's funny you mentioned feeling fat because I actually wrote about that for myself yesterday, last night, and not even feeling fat, but just acknowledging that hey, I'm gaining weight, and it's okay. Like it's okay to gain weight. I will say maybe like a couple of months ago, I was feeling bigger, and just because I've been working out a little more, I've been feeling I don't even know if I am or not, but I feel a little more lean just because I'm more active. But yeah, man, the grown man stomach is real.
It is, man. I'm uncomfortable with it. It doesn't feel good to me. But looking at it as nah, even the way looking at it like because I'm not making the best food choices, I'm not spending my time and doing the things I like, which are exercising and stuff. So it's like, okay, this is a result of um, me not using my time how I traditionally have. So it's like, let's make some adjustments and stuff. Yeah, aesthetically is not what I want, and physically it doesn't feel how I want, but it's just a reminder to look at my time and look at what I'm doing. What am I ingesting? What am I taking in? So it's just a reminder. I'm okay with it, happening because I'm just getting older and okay, I'm spending my time in this way more than in this way, but I'm not okay with it just being the result of constant bad decisions. Like, oh, I need to eat some candy, or I need to eat this another cheese taco. I need to, drink this whatever and all this kind of stuff. It was bomb
And
too,
and,
man.
and, and let me confirm this: a cheese taco is just a taco with all cheese in it.
So, uh, oh, pretty. So, yep, it was the shells was done, and it was some ground turkey, and I went, I went to the store, got that Sorrento cheese, that pepper jack. That's the good cheese. I just put a little cheese in there. It wasn't all cheese, but I call it a cheese taco because I knew good and well I wasn't supposed to be eating no cheese. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And then I made another one. We ran out of meat, and it was just cheese and rice. So it was like, you ain't supposed to be eating this pepper jack cheese, but it was good.
that sound bad for me. That sound all bad to me.
That thing was bomb, man. So, just reflecting on the decisions I'm making and stuff. Um, like I said, I knew I wasn't supposed to have them, but then later on I got even more. And you said it too. You sent it. Not eating late. Things to manage belly fat. Not eating late. Like 3 hours before bed. But
It's
just
hard.
my whole. It's hard. It's hard, man. I haven't been exercising as strenuously and as long as I have in the past because I got a lot of stuff going on, but I still make time for a little bit of stuff. But it feel good to sweat and get it all off and all that stuff.
Are you able to accept the changes in your routine? Like, you know, because when I hear you say you don't have the time for it, it's like maybe that's just where you at in life right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Priorities have shifted,
Yeah,
so it's like instead of spending 2 hours at the gym, I got other things I need to be doing and stuff. So I'm trying to condense 2 hours, 3 hours time into like 15, 20 minutes. So
yeah,
I'm figuring that out, man. And I appreciate you how you frame that too, man, because it's been on my mind, especially since our conversation on Wednesdays about complaining.
yeah.
And I feel like y'all brought it to my attention and other things, stuff too. Like I be complaining a lot. And it's like, man, in my mind I be thinking I'm explaining, but I guess like it's like, oh, I guess I'm complaining.
Yeah. Where do you feel like that comes from?
I think because I've been used to just holding stuff in and dealing with myself. And then when I talk about it, it's just like, it's just a point of complaining. And then I don't know, in my mind, I'm thinking when I'm talking about it, I'm also like, that is one, talking about it is the solution. and two, like I'm getting to the solution, you know. But when you bring something to the table and that solution just ain't right there, it's like, oh no, you know, you sitting up and complaining, or
Yeah.
maybe I'm just complaining. Um, and I listened to something today where it was just saying instead of complain, express gratitude. So it's like, all right, um, I got a lot of gratitude. So
Yeah. That's hard too though, because sometimes I'm not in the mindset of wanting to express gratitude.
sometimes we just want to complain.
Not even complain. Sometimes I just need to get off a negative emotion just to get it off.
So what do you what and okay, what does that mean? Break that down for me. What that look like?
Like sometimes I might want to express frustration, um,
Hmm.
you know, just in order to release it.
And is that different from complaining?
I guess maybe it's the same thing.
Uh, yeah, and I think, um, yeah, I feel like that a lot. Like I have a lot of frustration to express,
Yeah.
and yeah, when it comes out as complaining. And I think people are used to reacting to it, as in, well, what do you want from me? And it's like nothing. I'm just expressing.
Yeah.
Um, and I think the way you said it, I like it better, where it's like I can find different ways to express this instead of just coming off as complaining.
Yeah. And I think I guess I didn't use the word complaining because I don't feel like I just complain just to complain. And I've never had anybody bring it to my attention as complaining. So, I don't really identify it as that. But also it's like if I don't express this, where is it gonna go?
Right, right. And I have to express this because if I don't, I'll continue to just keep it in, and it's like I'm just keeping this frustration in. It's you know, maybe looking at my own communication skills. If people feel like I'm complaining, um, or sometimes I do look at it as complaining because I'm like, oh, you ain't did this, or you ain't did that, or this ain't happening. Da, 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 da. Just being aware, you know.
And I think as I'm listening to you, something that came up for me was the difference between like complaining and just getting off energy is like a lot of times when I'm getting off energy, I'm also figuring out a solution, you
Hmm.
know. Um, I feel like complaining is just talking about some negative shit without even trying to do anything about it.
Hmm. Yeah, and I get that, and it's like, um, yeah, me having that, yeah. Sometimes I'll do that where it's like in my mind, my solution is to leave, or my solution is to like just not deal with it. My solution is to, you know, whatever, ignore it or whatever like that. So in my mind, my solution is already there, but it's not an actual solution working with other people. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm expressing this frustration and I'm expressing all this, but I'm not expressing the solution that I came up with.
That's real.
I
So what's the solution?
think the solution is communication of, hey, this is what I'm feeling, and this is what I think could work. This is what I think could, you know, be a possible solution. Um, And sometimes it takes a long time for me to get to the solution. I could be long-winded and just I'm talking about the problem for 20 minutes, and then at the end, like, oh yeah, yeah, well, you know, I ain't trying to hear what you got to say because my solution, it ain't came out yet, but it's
Yeah,
there. I ain't trying to hear that. So yeah, man. The solution is gratitude,
that's real.
awareness, awareness and gratitude. So stop complaining and just express gratitude with a solution of change. Yeah, man. I know we want to talk about May is Mental Health Month.
It is. It is. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I know that you just entered back into the workforce. I've been trying to get into it, but we both are entrepreneurs, and I see what like job hunting and job searching has been doing to my mental health, and I'm curious to know like what has going back into working done for you.
It has made me really lean and focus on my tools more. Uh, it's basically like double on my mind I have now. So, hence the change in routine, hence the um, looking for more things to give me pleasure and to relieve the stress in that way. But it also, because I like the job, it also is stimulating me. Um, it also it taps into that old part of me that wants affirmation. Like I still want to really do good at this job. I still want coach to pat me on the head and say good job. And I feel that within this job, I like being able to talk to people and connect with people about a project and stuff like that, and not feel alone in a lot of things. So I think it has its pluses where I'm able to connect with people and take my mind off of my own thing and put it on the other. But then it's a lot. It's a stressful job, or it's stress and it's pressure there to perform in a certain way. But I feel like it's kind of giving me a push. It's kind of giving me a nudge to keep going. It's a lot as far as time management, but the solution is it's gonna figure itself out.
Yeah.
Like everything gonna come together. So uh, I still make time for my mental, my physical, or especially mental and spiritual practices. A lot of confidence boosting in my head, a lot of faith, um, because this project, this job, it's bigger than me. Um, so I know I need that support and that help. So it's forcing me to lean into that space, um, and making me utilize my time better. And, and you said you are trying to get a job. Um, I don't know why when you said you're trying to get a job, I just trying is a very stressful thing at anything,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you try at, you know what I mean? Um, and I know you talked about releasing it and letting it be. Is it still in the space where it's like released and you chill, or it's kind of more of a
I'm I'm getting better at it. I will say I definitely feel a difference in being in Houston and being out here in New Jersey, because I was in Houston last weekend, and the first thing I did when I woke up, it was almost like that old programming. First thing I do when I wake up, get on LinkedIn and start looking for jobs. And I was like, hey, what's happening here? You
mm-hmm,
know, it's kind of like when you do something and it make you conscious of like, hey, something's going on here, you know.
mm-hmm,
But yeah, that feeling hasn't really came up for me out here, and I've been really finding the balance and understanding like as much time as I'm putting into looking for this job, I need to be putting as much time into my own shit as well. Um, because so far that hasn't brought me anything. And it's like the energy that's being put into that I could be putting into this, you know.
mm-hmm. Do you feel like New Jersey is new opportunities? So it's
It does feel like that. Um, and it's funny you asked that because it's like it does feel like that, and even though they haven't came up yet, it does feel like new opportunities, and I think it's just fresh energy um, to grab new inspiration.
and does that add more pressure or less pressure?
Honestly, it doesn't feel like pressure. It doesn't feel like pressure. It feels more like inspiration to really go for what I want. And sometimes it feels like the job hunt is just a distraction.
Mm.
Like, yeah, sometimes it feels like a distraction.
Why are you doing it?
Um, shit, because I need some income. If I'm being real, I need some income, but also shifting from. I think what's making it easier for me is I'm saying that out loud. Like I think that was my initial approach about it, but right now I'm looking at it like I want to learn more. I
Okay.
want to learn how to grow my business. I want to learn how to grow in my craft. Um, and I feel like that would create the opportunity for me to really gain some clarity in what I'm trying to do.
So you have an ideal job in your head.
I do.
Um, so with this job that I have now, I have been I'm building this program, and I have been tasked to bring a name to it, and the name has just been stressing me out because the name I was attaching this the whole theme and everything around kind of the name and putting it into it and everything like that. And I said I gotta give it up. Like I'm not gonna think about it. I'm gonna just continue to be open to it. Um, and I felt like I just wrote it down on a napkin the other day. Finally, like after a couple of weeks of just thinking and then having ideas and doing this and doing that. Do you? And I feel like you do. But what is your practice of like? Because you said you released it earlier. What is your practice on patience and release and like letting things come to you? How do you do that with the job?
Um, is I'm thinking of like how do I do that? I think just really being conscious of like knowing like what's for me is for me,
Mhm.
and just kind of once I do my part, like whatever's supposed to happen with that is supposed to happen with it, and that's all I can do.
All you can do is all you can do,
Yeah.
and just letting that thing go. Yeah, as a person who's a thinker, it was every time I start to think about it and I go beyond like a couple of maybe a minute or second, it's like okay, never mind. If it ain't there, I'm gonna let it go. Let me
Yeah.
just stay open to it. And I know it's different. You're putting in that job and stuff like that. You got to fill out, like you said, you got to do your applications and stuff. But then it's like after you do that, then you let it go.
I will say it wasn't always that easy to just let it go, but I think I've gotten to that place now. Even being in the place of like, if I don't feel like doing this right now, I'm not gonna do it right now. Like I'm gonna move on to the next thing that I have to do in my day, because I can't just sit and be too in my thoughts about that. So it's like I schedule time to like, okay, I'm gonna take an hour or two today to do this and move on.
Yeah.
And even some days it can be a little hard to move on. Like it's funny. It feels no different than social media. Um, Applying for jobs, like it's like that consumption, like you know. you apply for one, you get that email for another one that might speak to you. You go jump back on and apply to it, and two more might pop up, and it's just like, nah. If it's meant for me, it'll be available tomorrow. If it's meant for me, it'll be ready next week. You know?
Right. Uh, Instead of chasing that dopamine of, oh, there it is, there it is, there's another one. This is the
Yeah,
one. How much money? How much is it remote? That kind of stuff.
yeah.
Um, do you have a timeline on when you want to get this job, or a money line, or do you have some kind of like, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna just focus all on this, or
No, I don't, and I like that. I definitely do not have that. Um, but yeah, I should create that.
yeah. Um, I was very fortunate to find this job and stuff like you said, trusting it. And I probably have looked. There's been a in this entrepreneurial journey, maybe every year, there's been a point where like, "Hi, I need a job. I need a job. I need a job," because I, didn't manage my money right. I get a big check or something like that, or get whatever. Something the summer come and my bread ain't right. Um, but this time it's stuck, and this time it's sticking. So it's like you said, I'm only going to allow something that's going to advance my career and something I can really give my heart to, and something I can really be a part of, yada yada yada. And so it's it's taught me a lot of patience,
Yeah,
um, and that's a big thing just for my my own health and whatever in general. Of like, be patient, James. Like, just be patient. Whatever is there for you, just be patient. I think that's a huge part for me in this, and like in personal development and mental health and stuff, where constantly focus on where I want to be. Um, like you said, how jobs are like social media. It's like you see the job, you see something on social media, and it seemed like the best thing in the world. It seemed like, man, if only I could have that, I'd be straight. If only I can get to that. It's like, but what about right now? I'm
yeah.
You in New Jersey, like you was thinking about moving for a long time, and now you're there.
And that's what I really been tapping into, like, just the grand scheme of life, just understanding that I'm still progressing. Sometimes it is easy to get caught up in that financial game of, like, you know, valuing yourself with the finances. But I think when I'm conscious of it, I'm able to pull myself out. But when I'm not, like, it definitely fucks with you a little bit.
Yeah, and it helps me not be judgy of other people and where they are, and judgy of myself or where I'm at, because for some reason that's deeply embedded in me. I think growing up, I always think about the scene on Friday when Smokey came in his house and the mama was on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I know she did, girl. And just like his mama talking about people. You just grow up and you hear people talking about people. And I think subconsciously that landed in my mind of like, oh, I don't want nobody talking about me, not doing this, not doing that, blah, 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 blah. And now really learning and trusting and having faith in my own timeline. Like,
Yeah.
we talked about it before, like Marvel. Um, Shoot, maybe I haven't found the vibranium yet. Maybe I ain't drunk the purple flower from Wakanda. I ain't got bit by the spider. I ain't, find the little thing you put in your chest for the whatever Tony Stark had, all that kind of stuff. Like, things just take time, and um, doing what you do in the meantime, and not being so hard on yourself in the
Yeah.
meantime. Is something I'm still learning and processing, because that definitely affects mental health, man.
Yeah. And I think the mental thing that's been coming up for me the most is like, for the last 20 years, I've always taken care of myself at whatever level I needed to, and sometimes being in that mind that mode of feeling like um yeah, I'm just, if I'm being real, I'm just not used to relying on people, you know. That makes me uncomfortable, and I'm working through it, but it's also like, how do I how do I do this? How do I navigate all of this? Like I said, I've always been in a space where it's just been like, you know, I take care of me.
Yeah.
And as I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, I'm still taking care of myself, but um yeah, yeah, that's what's coming up for me.
Um, I grew up in a with a nuclear family. My dad, my mom, my two sisters. But then, we had our the police sirens make it sound extra New York. I feel like the Ninja Turtle was gonna crawl in your window. uh, I know I miss my gardener. I got that noise in there. Um, I grew up with that immediate family, but then I had my grandma on both sides, had my grandparents and cousins and stuff like that. And I remember before we moved to Corona, we went and stayed at my grandma's house.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I want to ask my parents if they felt like they were being taken care of, or if they just felt like they were supporting and being supported. Because it was like I'm sure my grandma was there, happy to have us there, and my mom was doing what she was doing, and my dad was doing to be support and stuff. So I think we grew up in a culture where we had our immediate family, and because your grandparents was both out of state, huh?
Hmm.
So like being able to have community, wow, that's crazy. Both my grandparents lived around the corner from each other, so we used to go over there on like weekends and visit. But and it's funny because I'm not used to, like, I grew up with that type of support, but I don't know. Um, I kind of want that support back in my life, that village. So you know, you in a mutual situation where, like, hey, I'm supporting you and helping you like this, you supporting me, helping me like that, and that I think has become uncomfortable for us, especially we go to college, we on our own, you've been to LA on your own and stuff like that. Um, but I think it's plugging into whatever you want for the future. If you want to have a community of stuff, and in my relationship, uh, she has friends and family coming over and stuff, and it's like, um, okay, that's TT, and that's this person and that person and stuff, and it forces me to not just be in the corner looking crazy and I want nobody in my space,
Yeah.
um, but to have community and have support and show love and support and receive it when needed. That's something that I'm still learning too. So I definitely can understand that feeling uncomfortable. And you said you're doing work around it. What does that look like?
Um, rather than being too in thought about it, expressing gratitude.
Mm,
Like, gratitude is the way and the key to all of it. Like, really feeling blessed that I do have that, because it's a lot of people that don't. So, being conscious of that.
all right. Living the soft life. Enjoy it.
Yeah. And going back to what you're saying about support, like I feel like I'm great at giving support, but receiving it is hard.
You know why?
I do. I do, because just from life experiences, it feels like it'll get thrown back in my face. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And you know, thus far, I haven't experienced that in decades,
Hmm.
like 2 decades to be specific. But yeah, I don't know. It's when you've experienced something so many times in your life, like you kind of just program yourself to believe like that's like it's that protection, I guess. I had a friend back home that told me the reason that I'm afraid to receive support is because I don't want to be disappointed. And yeah, I guess that is it.
Yeah, that's huge, man. I was just talking to some kids a couple weeks ago, and it was that fear of going for your dreams because of you thinking you're gonna be disappointed. A lot of adults let a lot of kids down, and then we let ourselves down sometimes, and that disappointment is huge. Deal with that. And you said having that fear of somebody throwing it in your face,
Yeah.
uh, like, oh, you needed me then, and I was there for you. And it's like,
Or like I did this for you.
yeah, and I hear that too, and I feel the same way. And it's like, yeah, but I didn't force you. Yeah, you did this for me. Thank you. I appreciate it. That was on you.
and
Thank you.
and I definitely feel what you're saying, but that's easier said than done, especially like in the
100%.
moment. It's like, damn, I thought you just was, you know, doing this off love because that's what I would do. But I'm also understanding like everybody is not gonna move in the same way that you would move. Like if I did that, it would be out of character. You know what I'm saying? But for somebody else's character, that just may be who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is not easy because they bring in something up when you're at a very vulnerable moment. And then just, I'm going to use this as a weapon.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Oh, no. Big Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that's disappointing.
it is.
Yeah. And it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, man. Three questions, man. I got to get out of here.
that's a bit. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Um, O'Doul's or Heineken Zero?
Oh, man. I had a Stella. I'm
Okay.
gonna go out there. I had a Stella. That was bomb.
Have you had the Corona one?
I think I have.
It's good. It tastes just like
Yeah,
the
it is.
Corona.
It is. Yeah, I have them all. I like them all.
Just in case you go out Cinco de Mayo,
That's right. That's
get you
Sunday.
a virgin margarita and
That sounds
it is
bomb.
Sunday.
That sounds
Second
good. That sounds good.
Cinco de Mayo, yeah, we
That
we
sounds
doing
good.
something for Cinco de Mayo.
That's dope.
Yeah, I like celebrating Cinco de Mayo.
The best Mexican food in my you already know Superior Grill.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out Superior Grill.
Man, that was so good.
Um, Cell phone or computer?
That's a good one. Uh, Computer. This I feel like I have more awareness and control, less distraction. This computer, I feel like I'm working on the computer. On the phone, I could be just playing around, which is okay too. But computer,
And most positive stress tool.
my affirmations. I got a recording of my affirmations, me saying affirmations on my phone, and I just put that on loop and just kind of check into that. I'm going through it. Yeah. All right. Black people or African Americans?
Black people.
That's funny.
That's silly.
Oh man. Looking at them now. Flowers or plants?
Oh, um, I'm gonna go plants. I'm gonna go plants because flowers are. I love flowers, but flowers are temporary.
Mm, yeah. Um, the gym or working out at the house?
Mm. I mean, now I got the gym at the house. So I'm saying.
Yeah.
Honestly, the gym.
Yeah. I love I love old people at the gym. They always got something good to say. Getting up
Yeah,
there early in the morning and just talk to the old wise people. Cool,
they
man.
be with the coaching and shit too.
Yep. That's how you do it right here. You know. Yeah. I'm very fond of elderly people, man. Just I've always liked them.
Hey man, I realized last weekend like our adults are now the elders, and like we are the adults, and that was kind of trippy to experience, like seeing all my adults as older people, and now being
Yeah.
that adult, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Still don't feel like it, but yes, it's real. It's there.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
It feel like it when you start seeing people moving around and shit.
Man. It's scary. That's a scary thing, man. Like seeing my parents move different.
Yeah,
Even on this camera looking here, seeing my facial features look different.
me too. Like my face looking big.
Right? Everything. Right? Lines all in my face and
Hell yeah.
everything, man.
But I'm gonna tell you, I embrace it all because I rather have the lines in my face right now than for my bones to be in a box.
Right? And, and have that, what do you call it? The mortician take the lines out, sitting up there looking. But yeah, still, I do want to call Drake and see who gave him his BBL. Give me a little BBL, take this off.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Let me get out of here though, man. I have my business to tend to today, and I got my job. So I'm very blessed. It's been a week of both, and I'm very blessed to be able to have both, man. So
That's dope.
blessings to you, man, and
Same to you, man. And thank y'all for tuning in to episode 17 of Feel Free Conversations. That's it.
thanks, man. Yeah,
All right, y'all.
namaste.
Peace.